Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd today talking about Deep Space Nine, this one called Bar Association. And what it is in its main story anyway, the employees of Quark's bar go on strike. Now in Ferengi culture, which we get explained more, that just about all employment contracts are the same, which are very exploitive. And we have a couple of rules of acquisition, one of which says treat your employees like rungs of a ladder, don't be afraid to step on them. And that, in a nutshell, is where the conflict comes from there, with the B story of Worf not being able to get used to being on the station due to the fact that there is petty crime, there is faulty equipment, which O'Brien explains is you try to mix Cardassian Federation and Bajoran technology together, and it's not really going to hold for all that long. But that he rather enjoys it because it was so boring being on the Enterprise, having to wait around the transporter room for something to break down, whereas he can stay busy all day working on DS9. An interesting point of view. So with these two stories together, I get a common thread in that it's about people who don't want to change. And in this case, that would be Quark and Worf, two people you wouldn't expect to have much in common with. But the fact of the matter is that Worf would like things to be like they were on the Enterprise, or at least the way he seems to remember them on the Enterprise. And Quark wants everything to be as it has for 10,000 years of Ferengi history, not to certainly tolerate a labor movement. And so the way that it's dealt with in both situations are different, whereas we would expect Worf to be the more understanding one and Quark not to be. It turns out very much the opposite, and it's an interesting look into their characters. We also get a little bit more of the budding romance between Worf and Dax. Nothing more than just a little bit of innuendo and small things where they're still doing bat'leth practice with each other, Quark and Worf and Dax, when she brings him an isolinear chip containing several Klingon operas. Obviously, she's trying to find his favor, and it's not that he doesn't notice her either. And so it's an interesting dynamic that the two of them have, and we know where it's going, but it's interesting to watch it at this stage. It's kind of a careful minefield mentality where they're trying not to really set each other off, but at the same time are willing to go through it, and that's interesting. It's an interesting thing about relationships. Really, it's very much like that. It's just give us a couple of aliens to do it, and we're able to show it in sharper relief. So you might expect everything turns out okay. And it does, but how it does is kind of an interesting touch as well. And there is a little twist at the end also, which is unexpected considering everything. And so there are two characters in this episode who find their own way in a different way by stepping aside from what they normally do to what they would rather be doing. So this episode is about change, and it's about dealing with that change, and it's about sometimes hiding from it. So I'd like to know what you think about it. Please put it in the comments below. And of course, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do so. We would like to break the 5,000 barrier and also move the channel along, so I'd appreciate your subscription, if you will. It doesn't cost you anything, and it does I don't know what it really does for YouTube, but if I ever got to 10,000, I think I could sell stuff or something like that. I'm not sure what they do. At any rate, thank you for joining us. Don't go far.